Everything should be working now. I just had to reset. I don't know why, but I'll wait for everybody to hop back on again. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get going. I apologize. I just spent 9 minutes trying to figure out the settings on my streaming. I, I never changed anything. Hey, Melody. You know what happened? I'm such a dork. I've got my headset on my belt, and when I leaned up against my desk, it muted it. So I spent 10 minutes trying to figure out what I did. Oh, Melody, I'm still waiting for Campus Corp to send me their part of the kit. I've been waiting 11 days, so I apologize for the wait. Um, I got one of those automatic response emails back from the lady that I'm dealing with over there, and I think she might have been on vacation and didn't get my kit out before she left. So it said she'd be back on Monday. So, all right. Well, I'm going to just chit chat and wait for some other people to get on. There's been so much excitement around my house. I'm so happy to be back in my craft room. It's all good excitement, but you guys probably have heard me say that we're restoring a 150-year-old house. It's a duplex, and my mother-in-law was living on the other side. She's getting up there, almost 80, and but she's from California and Arizona and just didn't handle the winters well here, so she flew back to Arizona. And the very next day, my parents came from Arizona and moved into the apartment next door. So, and it's a 150-year-old house. There are a lot of issues over there that don't make it quite a palace, you know. So we've had a lot to do, a lot of scrambling with one moving in and one moving out. Yeah, thanks for your patience, Melody. I'm impatient because I really want to get those fun things in my hands and start making something with it, so it'll happen soon. Well, here's what I'm going to do today. I just thought it's been so long since I've been able to be in my craft room to do something for just me. I finished a couple of custom orders, and I'm left with all these scraps. And if you follow me, you know that I um, don't like to have scraps all over my room. I need to have things organized. I need to know where everything is, because when I'm trying to fulfill an order, I just don't want to be digging through scraps and trying to know where everything is. And I found, at least for me, that when I just take these and throw them into a bin, even if I separate them and try to organize them, I never do anything with them. So right after I finish a project, the next step is I deal with my scraps. And let me see. I don't know if I should show you this. Is it fair to show you the project before the customer has seen it? I don't know. But I still have to do the cover. She wanted a special title on the cover, which I'm going to do, but I used this graphic 45 paper. I forget what it's called. It's a nature paper. But I love this paper. I would love for them to come out with it again. And inside it's got waterfalls and places for photos. And anyway, I'll just show you. That's just a brief little look-see, because it's not fair for me to show it to others when she hasn't seen it yet. So she just told me the theme, and I went with it. So I've got scraps left from that paper line, and I have these. Yeah, Melody, it is fun sometimes. Sometimes it's definitely not. Like when we have to heat it in the winter, that's not fun. But now that summer's here, we're really enjoying it. Well, so what I thought I'd do today, I don't have a plan really, but one of the things I wanted to make, since I have some of these craft scraps, um, I'm going to take out my bigger scraps and make some file folders. So I am going to be using my envelope punch board for that, but then I'll do some other things with these scraps that don't involve any special tools because you might not have those. So take out some of these. I think these will be a good size. Who else is here? Say hello. People get to watch in secret. I never know who's here unless you say hi. Let's see. Scraps in Ziploc bags. Yeah. Have you seen any of my other Use Your Scraps videos, Melody? This is my 9th one. I'm trying to just kind of do this all the time. And it's fun to dig into those and just I've seen people say shop your stash. I like that concept because if you have everything organized in your room, you can go shopping in your own craft room because we all have a ton of stuff, right? I think we're hoarders in disguise, if you ask me. Okay, I think that I really don't have any real big scraps. I think I'll just use these and make file folders out of these. Oh, look what I bought we have this thing called the 10-mile yard sale. And it's actually more than 10 miles. It goes through our neighborhood and it goes into the next town and I think even into the following town. And it's all Friday, Saturday, Sunday before Memorial Day weekend. And I go crazy, especially, we have this big house with in-laws and here and everything. We need one of everything, two of everything. But I found this wallpaper border that I got for 5 cents. And look how beautiful it is. And I don't know if you can see, it has like a crackle effect in it. And the colors are so vibrant. I think it might be upside down. I don't know. I don't know if it matters. Yeah, there we go. And I'm thinking this is going to be beautiful on the cover of a book or a junk journal. Yeah, see, Melody, when that's the thing. You just keep adding and adding and adding and you never get to them. So it's fun on a rainy day to just watch one of my videos, and I have videos on these thin little scraps, what to do with them and all kinds of different things. I don't throw anything away. That you can make something out of anything. So anyway, okay, let me get to this. These are, let's see, 5 inches. So I think I'll cut them down to 8. So one thing that is just making me so happy that I could probably cry if I tell you, but my mother is living with me now. My dad too, of course. Both of my parents are living next door. It's a beautiful apartment, well, roomy anyway. And it's nice because Dad's going to be 80 this year. But my mom is where I got my talent from. She paints, she draws, she sews. She also can If there's anything broken in the house, she can fix it. She is a true Mainer. You know, Maine women are tough. They can do anything, and you have to be tough to survive these winters. She was born and raised here. I wasn't. I actually was born in New York City, so I'm different than her. But since she's living right in the same house, I'm just so looking forward to having her help me with my Etsy shop and make some beautiful things for the shop. A lot of the things in my shop right now she made, and she just does a gorgeous job. And I'm really excited to have her here because I do get lonely in my craft room. I don't know about you guys, but it's so much more fun when you have somebody to craft with, isn't it? I know. I really am blessed to still have both of my parents. I'm 54. Don't tell anybody. And I've got them. They're in reasonably good health. My mom has terrible knees. Her knees are bone on bone, and she doesn't get around like she would like to. But all things considered, they are just doing really well. So, very happy day for me. Hey, I don't care how old you are, you still like having your mom around. And your dad. So, I'm sorry, I'm chatting away. So, I cut these down to 5 by 8, and then I scored it in half at 4 inches, and I'm folding them in half because I'm making file folders, right? I didn't score this one very well. So what are you guys all up to? I was really torn. Should I come up into my craft studio today, or should I go outside and do something? But I'm a little tired because of all the moving, and we were gone the weekend before, and some other things have happened. I was tired. So I thought, today's not the day for kayaking or hiking. Today's the day to be in my craft room. So let me think. So let me stop talking for a minute so I can figure out what I'm going to do. All right. Because you can do, I made a little paper sampler here because I wanted to be able to show you this. So this is basically what I'm making with the, out of my craft paper. And you can open it like this, or you can affix both sides and have it be a pocket. You can also undercut it and make it like this and fix these down and have it be a pocket. Can you see that okay? You don't have to have this tab on the top if you don't want. You can just do it like this. You can do it like this. Just so many ideas. So I think I'm just going to make, I do like them undercut a little bit where this tab is higher than this tab. And you know what? I'm going to turn on my fan for a second because I am really, really hot up here. I had to close the window so you wouldn't hear the street noise out there, but we'll have to see if it affects the video or audio. Give me just 1 second. I'm melting. I'm back because last time I had the fan on, people were saying that it was affecting my audio. So does it still sound okay? I hope so because I'm so hot. Tropical junk journal for my next swap. Ooh, you know, I have all kinds of scraps from Graphic 45 when they did the tropical travelogue. Did you ever get that paper, Melody? I really liked it. I got a little tired of it though because everybody wanted me to make them an album out of it, and I probably made like 10. So I want this to be undercut. Okay. Sorry, I am just talking a mile a minute. I also My mother-in-law is really healthy, and she left some things in the fridge, and one of the things she left was this Coca-Cola Life. And I like it because it's got stevia in it, but I didn't realize it has caffeine in it, and I don't normally do caffeine. So I'll probably go a mile a minute now. Oh, good. Thank you, Melody. You know, in Maine, the weather can just switch so quickly. It was 80, almost 90 yesterday, and today it's in the high 60s. So it just can go from one extreme to the other. But it's still too hot for me. So if you want your first tab to be a little undercut, you can cut it. That's about 1/4 of an inch. You can cut it at 1/4 of an inch, or if you really want it to be more of a pocket, like for a junk journal, you can cut 2 inches off if you want. You can do whatever you want, but I like to cut about 1/4 of an inch off. So I'm going to do that on this one too. I'm just eyeballing it because it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, now I do throw these away. I'm not that bad. Depending on who you ask, though. Alright, so I've talked a lot. So these are 5 by 8. I scored them down the middle at 4 inches. And then I cut a little bit off one end. This one I cut off 1/4 of an inch. This one I cut off about 2 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to put it in my envelope punch board. Would I be interested in selling my tropical paper scraps? You know what? I need to see how much I have. I might actually even have a paper collection. So when I'm done broadcasting, Melody, I will convo you over in the Papercraft fan club group, okay? So what you do, there's lots of videos on how to do this. I did not invent this, but just put the edge of your paper in about there and punch and see how it makes that nice little edge like a file folder. And then I go over about 3 inches or so. Is that going to be too much? That's a little too much for this. This paper isn't very wide. I'm going to go over 2.5 inches. So that's going to make a 2.5 inch tab. Okay? See? Then you just go with your paper cutter and cut this extra piece off. There's a lot of glare, isn't there? I don't know that I can fix that because I need the light. Okay, yes. Then cut it off, or you can use a, sometimes I use my X-Acto knife. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, and then I'm going to make a tab over here. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did, but I'm going to flip it. So now it looks like this. And put it in and do your edge. Move it over 2.5. Do that. And cut this longer edge off. Did you go someplace tropical, Melody? When I graduated from music therapy school, I treated myself to a spa trip to Mexico, and I made a mini album out of that tropical travelogue paper and put my pictures in there from Mexico, and it looked beautiful. A couple of people that I made books for had gone to Hawaii, and it's a nice paper for a Hawaiian theme too. Now, I've already called myself a dork once today, but I'm going to say I'm a dork again. So I never knew that on the envelope punch board, I never knew until this morning I saw this. Right here is a rounder. And I never knew that. I would always get out my corner rounder and round the corners. So you just put it in here, and look, it rounds your corner. Never knew that was there. Now, I want to say too about this that I'm not big on having to have gadgets. You can do all of these techniques with things that you probably already have in your stash. But I do like this gadget. I like this a lot because there's so much you can do with this in terms of making pockets and envelopes and file folders and whatnot. And it's not that expensive. So this is one of the gadgets that I have. I don't have a lot of gadgets. So there, I've made a little file folder. Why is it so glary? Let's see. See? Made a little file folder. Where's Cape Hatteras? I don't know where that is. Okay, I'm going to make another one. Whoops, let me make sure. I want my tab on this side. Okay, so this is the undercut one. And right here is where I'm going to cut the edge. I'm going to move over 2.5 inches. And then I'm going to do... I'm going to try just rounding the corners on this one. I think I like that. Oh yeah, in North Carolina. It's pretty down there. I spent a lot of time, I kind of grew up in a lot of places, but I lived for 10 years in Maryland and got down to North Carolina a lot. And but the one thing I never got to do was go to Chincoteague and Assateague to see the wild horses on those islands off the coast. So this one is going to be a little tuck spot. I'll probably put this in a junk journal. So I'm going to tape these down. I am talking a lot. Don't ever give me caffeine. I should have looked more closely at the ingredients, but because she's so healthy, like she doesn't do GMO, she doesn't do sugar, and blah, 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 I just assumed that it would be just totally okay for me to drink one. Okay, so that makes a nice little tuck spot. Now, when I'm working with my scraps after a project, I do not decorate them. I leave them like this so that I can grab them for a project because for me, if I decorate it, then you have to go through all your scraps, all of these, and say, okay, which ones are going to go with this album? And yeah, I just like to leave them blank so that I can make them into what I need at the time. But it's fun to, a lot of people decorate these in advance too. It's fun to do that too. If you like to organize them, decorate them and then organize them by color. And then this one I'm just going to make a regular file folder again. So I can put that back. Yes, okay, so the undercut side, I'm going to do the left-hand side. Go over 2.5 inches. And then do the opposite side, so flip it this way. 2.5 inches. And cut the extra stuff off. These cuts are getting a little jaggedy, so I think I'm going to have to sharpen this. Do you all know how to do that? Sharpen your cutters? Your punches, I mean. You layer wax paper and aluminum foil. Have the wax paper be on the inside and the aluminum foil on the outside. Make it like a sandwich out of it. And then cut repeatedly. And it sharpens it and kind of lubes it up a little bit at the same time. Works wonders. Oh, and I have to round my corners. Okay. So there, I've got a couple of those. So I have two of the regular ones. These, by the way, make really cute cards too. If you want to decorate them and make them into cards. Got 2 of these, and then I have a tuck spot that I made. I'm happy with those. Let's see. And I was going to make... Yeah, I think I'll make a couple of black ones too. These are 6 inches. I'm going to cut them down. Let's see, I think I'll leave them at 6. Let me see what 6 by 10 would do. Oh, these have tape on them. These were boo-boos. Let me cut the tape off. Let me try 6 by 10. You have to have a nice even number this way so that you can, well, it doesn't have to be even, but you want to be able to fold it in half, so it's easier for me to do an even number because math is not my forte. Ten by 5. And you don't have to have a scoreboard either. Just take your paper and fold it in half. You know, you can just fold it in half and then crease it. You don't have to have a scoreboard. And you can also obviously do these file folders with pattern paper, but these are just the scraps that I have today. And oh, I didn't cut them down. I think because these are bigger, I think I'm going to cut it down about 2 inches. So that's what we have here. Oh, so you know what makes my YouTube channel more visible? What YouTube does? You guys need to give me like little hearts and thumbs up things. So how about If everybody gives me a heart right now, and plus it'll make me feel happy and loved. And I don't know why YouTube does that, but I don't know. Everybody give me a heart. Okay, so I'm doing this again, and this tab I'm going to make, because it's a little wider, I'm going to do this one at 3 inches. And then over here, 3 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and do all the punching and speed this up a little bit, because you've already seen this. I'll let the caffeine kick in here. Oh, thank you, Melody. I got some hearts. Yay. I guess they don't fly by like on Facebook, huh? Three inches. And oh, I don't know why I rounded those corners. Goof. I have to cut those off and then round them. You guys are probably saying, what is she doing now? So my dog is a traitor. She's decided that she loves my dad. And we had a little bit of an issue last night because she was over visiting her Gampy, and I came to, look what I did. While I'm talking. I went over to bring her back home, and she growled at me when I tried to take her off my dad's lap. So that is not going to be happening, I tell ya. We're going to have to be doing some discipline. She's never ever growled at me before. But in her defense, we had a major thunder shower last night. And I think she was a little scared too. Oh, you see, I'm doing all this backwards. I'm cutting everything off. I'm not. That's okay. I can still make it work. Yeah, people need to remember to subscribe, and if you click the little bell on YouTube, then whenever I post a new video or I'm going live or whatever, you get a notification so you don't miss anything. Look what I did. I mean, you can go for that, but I don't like it. I did them both on the same side, so I'm going to cut that off. I got used to talking and scrapping at the same time. There we go. And I think what I'll do on this, actually, since I messed it up, we'll have a happy boo-boo. Let's see. I've got this, my Crocodile, and let me try this deco edge. That'll be nice. See? Can you see it? There, maybe like that. I know the black's a little harder to see. There we go. And let's just do the stub edge on this one. You know what else I could have done too? You can take an edging punch and punch the top with an edge punch, and that looks really pretty too. Well, the problem is Melody, she's so darn cute. She's a little Maltipoo with the sweetest temperament, and we spoil her rotten. We're used to German Shepherds, and because she seems so tiny and delicate to us, we have just been letting her get away with murder, and we've got to stop doing that. We adopted her. She was almost 2 years old, and she came with some bad habits, and yeah, we've kind of let that go a little bit. let's see. I think, what do I want to do with these? How big are these? Oh, 4 inches. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to try one, and because I didn't really have a plan for today. I just wanted to chat with you all and while I was scrapping. Um, hmm. Let's see. Just trying to figure out my measurements in my head. I'm going to try 3 inches. I'm just going to try to make like a little tiny folio. Oh, that is already 3 inches. And then maybe, let's see. Let me try 10. Let me think about that. 4 3/4. You know what? I'm going to fold it and then I'll cut it to where I need to. Sometimes when you can't figure out the math, you just kind of... So it's 3 inches across here, and then I'm going to try scoring it at 4 3/4. Let's see. And the next score line would go here. Oh, that'll work. Okay. So it's 3 inches across. I scored at 4 3/4 and 9 1/2. And so what I'm going to do is make a little folio kind of thing where this folds down, and maybe have a little closure here. I think that'll work. And look at my little... I don't know if I'm going to like this, but I'm just going to try it. I've been in the mood for staples today. Although, I think... I know. Okay, I'm going to take my round punch here and cut a half of a circle. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. And just for the heck of it, I'm just going to staple along down the side. I have this little mini tiny stapler that I like. Oh, wouldn't you know it. I just ran out of staples and I don't know where the staples are. Are they in here where the stapler is? Could that be, could it be that simple? Ah! You see? It helps to be organized. Yay. When I was a music director and full-time and traveling all over the place, I had all kinds of little mini office supplies, and this was This little things that would fit in a briefcase. How often do I get I'm sorry, Melody, I just saw your comment. How often do I get to sit down and craft? Well, I do have this as my husband and I own a few businesses, and this is one of the businesses. So uh, I'm pretty much in here every day, but not for the whole day. I can't always do a whole day, but I try to come in every day and do a little something because I get a lot of custom orders. But so this isn't just a hobby for me. This is something that I really want to work into doing full time because I love it so much, and I had to give up. I didn't have to completely give up my music, but I can't do it full time anymore because I have too much arthritis going on and really bad shoulder problems, a tear in my shoulder and things, and I just was playing in so much pain I had to stop. And so for me, this is I can still have my living be artistic in some way and something that I really enjoy. So that's what I'm working towards. How about yourself, Melody? I kind of like the way that turned out. And I even like the back too. And then I might want to, what do I want to do with the flap? Yes, I believe so much in doing a job that you love. I mean, sometimes you don't have that choice, but I have so many friends that get up and go to work every day and go to jobs that they hate. And to me, I would rather be broke. I would rather be almost homeless than have to get up and go to a job that I don't enjoy. It's just, you spend too much time at your job, and yeah, not to get too lectury on that, but I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the top of that. I think I'm going to do this. These EK Success Punches, I really like them, but they need to do a mark as to where the cut begins, because it does not begin here. So the only way to really figure it out is to turn it upside down. So that's what I always do to get the first cut started. Yeah, that sometimes happens with this punch where you get a little half circle. I'll fix that later, but so there's a nice little booklet that can go in something. One of my projects coming up. You can also is this too big? This might be too big, but let me just see. Well, I didn't cut that right, but I just want to give you an idea. So you can also take a circle, put it here with a brad, and then take some string, wrap it around it, and wrap it around here, or go around this way. It's a really fun thing to do with your scraps. So, what else do I have for scraps? Goodness. What else do I want to do? So, some of my other videos, you will see what I do with my black scraps. And I'm not going to do it on camera because I will bore you to death. But I have standard photo mat sizes, and I will cut these all down into photo mats. And then I have a bin where they just all sit upright. And I use a ton of these, so these are all getting cut while I watch a movie tonight. But I want to figure out what to do with the rest of these. Oh, you're a massage therapist. I'm business for myself, so I set my own schedule. Yeah, that's a big part of being self-employed. There are a lot of downers to being self-employed, but being able to set your own schedule and be your own boss is wonderful. My sister is a massage therapist too. She really loves it. She went into physical therapy, went through all that college, and decided she didn't like it. These, I'm kind of repeating myself here from some other videos, but these thin ones I keep for belly bands. I have a little bin for all my belly bands. So that will go in there. Maybe I will make kind of a library card type thingy. If I have a scrap big enough. Let's see. Yeah, this will work. And maybe I'll decorate one too before I go, so we can do some decorating together and you can see a finished one. So I think what I'm going to do, this is an experiment. This is 4.5. This is one of my handy dandy little tricks, by the way. I love to craft on my cutting mat because I'm sure you all have one, but it's got the measurements, so if I need to just quickly measure something, boing, there you go. And I don't have to be, I'm constantly searching for my ruler. Even though my desk is so neat, I never seem to know where it is. So let me just start. I'm going to just experiment first, and then I'll give you the measurements, okay? So this is 4.5 by 5 3/4. Let me try 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch, and so let's see. I don't want to cut it in half. Let me try 2 1/4. No, that's not. Try 2 3/4. Nope. All right, one more time. How about 2.5? That's gonna be the winner. 2.5. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so here's what I did. I cut this piece down to 4.5 by 5 3/4. On the 4.5 inch side, I scored it 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch on each side. Then flipped it and scored at, whoops, let me do this way. Flipped it and scored it at 2.5. So now what I want to do, I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm going to, I made too many score lines, so I have to think about this. Let me see if I cut this out. Fold this in and up. Okay, that'll work. Okay. So what I did was, we have these 2 1/2 inch score lines, and I just cut a little triangle out so that we can fold these in. This is the shorter half, and we're going to fold this up. So we do need to cut these off. Or you can fold them back. And if you want to put it in your book down like this, if you want to keep the flaps here, you would actually have, I need a scrap paper here. You would actually have a pocket here and a pocket here. But for my purposes right now, I'm going to go ahead and cut these pieces off. Okay, so this is what I have now. These two flaps, which are going to go up and are going to land there. I kind of wasn't envisioning it being so chunky this way, but that's okay. I kind of wanted it to be more rectangular. I'll make another one that's rectangular. But I'm going to half circle punch here. And I'm going to go ahead and tape it down. Oh, Melody, I'm so sorry. You know, my husband lost his son too. I don't know how people go on after that. I'm not going to say how people get over it, because you don't get over it. And good for you for turning a negative into a positive. Some people aren't able to go on after something like that. Okay, I'm going to put that up. Burnish it down. And I think I might, yeah, I think I'll round these corners. I think I'll just use the 1/4 inch side of this. There. So that's what we have. Cute little pocket. And I rounded the top and put a half punch here. And like I said, you can keep those other flaps on and put tape on them and affix them down. I could never be a massage therapist because I'm really funny when it comes to touching people. I don't know. Some of these like gnarly guys that come in, and I don't know. You have to be a special person. My sister loves it, but I don't know. I couldn't be a hairdresser either because I don't like to touch people's hair. I know. Okay, now I'm totally making myself sound weird. Which I am. That's okay. I'll sit alone at my piano in front of 1,000 people and I'm fine, but just don't ask me to touch anybody. Well, let's decorate this together. Yes, I have a junk journal in mind for this. I'm going to sit here and make, oh, I don't know how many of these off camera, but let's decorate one together. Let's see. Do. I have this pretty scrap that says beautify. I could put that there. So that way it has a nice little sentiment. I also like this little little guy there. But I want the beautify, so I'm going to fussy cut this. And you guys probably, sorry, I keep having to switch the camera so I can, there's a delay. So I keep having to switch to actually watch my recording. You know what, I started piano at 3 and never stopped. I was obsessed with it. I went to Peabody Conservatory when I was 13 and I love it, and I'm still performing, but just not to the level that I used to. I'm a trained concert pianist, but I can't play like I used to with all the overuse. But it's never too late to pick it back up again, Melody. It's in there. You'd be surprised, especially if you started that young. Do you know, so I went on to get my degree in music therapy when I saw that my body was giving out on me from being able to be a concert pianist. And one of the things I learned is that, oh, that's going to be a cute tuck spot. One of the things I learned is that if you play an instrument before the age of 7, there's a part of your brain that actually grows larger than somebody who doesn't play an instrument. And they think that that part of the brain has to do with cognitive skills and reasoning, and pretty cool. Music is a gift from God, definitely. I think I want this at about 3.5. My poor baby grand piano has lived in about maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different states, I think. It's all dinged up now. Poor thing. Traveled with me everywhere. Let me ink this up first with my favorite ink. Oh, see, I'm not good playing by ear. That's the problem with being classically trained. I can do it, and I was in many a band, big hair bands back in the 80s, but it doesn't come easy for me. And I wish it did. That's a real... Some people think they're lacking when they can't read music, but in some ways you're way farther ahead. But sounds like you probably read music too. Look how cute that looks, just even inked up without anything on it. I love it. Let's ink this up. You know what, this is going to need something underneath here, I think. Or, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to put, well, put that here. And then I'll put something up here, I think. Tape runner, here it is. That I'm not supposed to be using because of the tear in my shoulder, but gosh, I had to give up performing. I have to give up my tape runner. What's next, chocolate? I can't give up everything. See, usually I don't decorate, but if I have some neutral stuff, just vintagey looking, I know I'll put it in a junk journal. Yeah, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with that, Melody. You're right. That's a pretty name. Okay. Put a little 1/4-inch tape on that so it can be a tuck spot. Well, fumble fingers. See, that's part of the overuse from my piano playing, is that when I try to do little tiny things, I get fumbly. And oh, tying bows. I can't tie bows. I have to get one of those do you have one of those bow makers? There's some kind of a little thing that's sort of like this. Actually, you can make paper bows with this. I should do that sometime. But I'm going to have to get something because I cannot tie little dainty things. I need a gadget for that. Ooh, I like that. And how about, will that fit? I think it's big enough. Oh, here we go. Use that one. 3.5. You've seen it on Amazon. Yeah, I just can't remember what it is exactly, but I know that there is, probably if I just Googled like bow maker or something like that. So my mother, oh, what did I do? More dorkdom. Did I not measure this properly? Yeah, I did. I just didn't cut it properly. My mother says she is not going to get on camera with me. But I'm going to see if I can still get her voice. If she'll come up and do a video with me and she'll at least talk a little bit. We'll see if that will get her started out of being shy. Okay. So Canvas Corp, I'll be making an announcement, but they were able to find more of those antiquing tools. So I have 5 more left. So tell all your friends they need to get in there and get one while they can so they can get that bonus tool. Because I think after that, that's going to be it. And I'm so excited about the kit. That transfer paper, I can't wait to work with that. The way it transfers onto canvas, it looks amazing. Her crafting talent. Yeah. Well, that would be nice of you, Melody. You can get her, break her out of her little shy YouTube bubble. But right now she's busy moving in. I mean, they just moved 3,000 miles from Arizona back to Maine. And when you're older, well, even when you're younger, that is exhausting. So she's settling in next door. And then the faucet, she went to do the dishes and the faucet burst. She got all wet. So her and Dad are out getting a faucet right now. It needs something here. How about I want some twine, I think. Hang on. I think some twine with some glitter on it. So you're about to see me try to make a bow. Let's see if I want to do this. I wish it was a little thicker. So I'll wrap it around a couple times. How do I want to do this? Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that. I love that I had this little piece of paper that says beautify and adorn on it. Mhm. Yep. I really want Mom to teach me how to sew. I'm self-taught, mostly just on paper, for junk journals and whatnot. And how cool is that to learn skills from your mother? Boy, the younger generation doesn't do that, do they? Learn these older skills from their parents. A lot of things are dying with the older generation. Sad. Oops, I didn't leave enough for a bow. Kind of like that. I'm actually gonna just gonna leave it like that. What do you think? That way I can avoid trying to tie a bow in front of you all. Cheater. I'm a cheater. All right, somebody put their finger on this for me. I'm just going to put a piece of tape on there, and I'm going to leave these dangling because if I use it for a junk journal, I like string hanging out, so I'll probably do that. There. That turned out cute. And how about if I make a little thingy dingy to go in here? Let's see. A tag. Let me use more technical terms than thingy dingy. That's not very helpful, is it? Let's see. That's the right size, I think. Do I like this green though? Nah, I don't know that I like this green. I'm looking for some ledger paper. So I want to make this like a journaling spot. Here's some graph paper. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so that's going to be, I'll make it like, I think 2 3/4 by 3. Whew, I'm going to have to end pretty soon. It is getting hot in here with all my windows shut. Do you know I went through a phase where I hated polka dots? I don't know what my problem was because now I love them. I really do go through phases of things that I'm in the mood for. I'm really on a junk journal kick right now. Soon it'll be cards. Do you do that? 3 1/4. That's kind of the fun of it, though, is being able to craft whatever you're actually in the mood to do. And I just finished doing just almost a month and a half of custom orders. And, whoops, I didn't cut that right. And don't get me wrong, I love custom orders. People have such neat ideas. But it doesn't leave a lot of time for me to do something that I enjoy. So I'm really enjoying, I have a little bit of a break right now. Oh, I see. I cut it the wrong way. Okay. I taught Mom the other day how to... Wait a minute. I'm talking and I keep measuring wrong. 3.5. Okay. I taught her how to tea stain paper the other day. And so we're going to have a tea stain paper marathon one of these days. Okay, so this little piece of scrap paper here is 2.5 by 3. If you want to put a tag in your little pocket. There. Ooh, I'm happy with that. No, I'm not. You know what it needs? Anybody want to guess what I'm going to say it needs? I'm going to go get it, and when I come back, I will see if you guessed what I was going to put on here. Nobody guessed. Button. It needs a button. Have you seen any of my videos where I tell you how obsessed I am with buttons? Oh, good guess, Melody. A flower would be good too. I have 5, 7, I don't know how many jars this big of buttons, but these are all antique buttons. And some of them are really quite valuable, I think, but I never have time to kind of go through them. And in one video, I showed you some really cool buttons that I found. One had little seeds inside, and I don't know. They just don't make things like they used to. I say that a lot. But aren't they just fun? I love buttons. There must be one here that I can use. That's cool. This one's like made out of a pressboard sort of wood. Plywood almost. That's kind of cool. I like that one. Or should I go with red? I like that one. I get them at I got these at an estate sale. This one, but I do get them at thrift shops. But I only buy them if they look vintage. I don't just get buttons for the sake of getting buttons because I just don't want the round plastic ones. But they're gorgeous, and they're just so pretty in the craft room in glass jars. All right, I'm going to have one more sip of this Coke. And I'm going to try to thread this button, but my poor hands. We'll see if I can do it. Probably I should get a needle. That's going to go through. Oh wait, I want to start this way. No, darn it, I was right the first time. Rats. I'm trying to end up on the top so I can do a bow. Let's see, down, up, yeah. Go down first. Down through it first. My mother also quilts. And she's got a special sewing machine for that. And there's so many cool quilting techniques that I think would look beautiful in junk journals or sewn journals. You know what? It's pulling all the metal thread off. I don't know if you can see that, but I actually don't mind. I think it'll look okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, okay. Coming up through, up through. I think my brain has melted into oblivion. It's almost time to stop. It was so hot and humid yesterday. It was 80, and I don't know what the humidity was when we were moving them in. Whew. But I went to bed a good kind of tired, so that's good. But I was melting. That's why I had to move back to Maine. Well, first of all, I missed it. I just found out that I wasn't a desert girl, but I'm also not a heat girl. I did not do well in Arizona. I think I'm just going to leave this messy. There, and then I'm not going to run over and get a glue dot. Normally I would use a glue dot, but I don't want to have to leave you again. I've left you several times. Just use my double-sided tape. There, I'm happy with this. So here's the final product with the little, I'll probably put a tab on here, maybe not, but, and this here is a little tiny tuck spot too. If I can get anything in there, little tiny tuck spot there too. I'll probably put a little sentiment or something in there. There. Okay, so I'll probably sit, like I said, and make some more of these. My goal for today is to get rid of all my craft scraps from that project so that I can start on something else tomorrow. So we made this. We made this. Kind of like a library pocket almost. And we made some file folders. Excuse me. Made actually a tuck spot and some file folders, or you can decorate it and have it be a card if you want. And there we go. So, see, isn't that so much nicer to have a stash of these than a stash of this? What do you guys think? I know it makes me happy. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below, or if you want to see more videos, give me a comment. If there's something that you would like to see, I'd be happy to try to meet your needs in terms of what you want to see for tutorials. There's so many tutorials out there. I don't want to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. I'm trying to come up with more sort of original ideas. So, and Melody, I hope that your kit will be shipping out next week. Tell all your friends we have 5 more left where they can get that bonus tool. And thanks for watching, everybody.